DJ Ash Noble here. Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to another Weekend Antics. We've not done a Weekend Antics in quite a long time because we've had a lot of bookings happening. So when I do a Weekend Antics, it's normally when I don't have a booking, when I've got like a free weekend, but like something like random happens or something that I just want to come live and like report and talk about kind of happens. So, for example, if I just like sat at home and watched movies all weekend, I wouldn't come live and do a weekend antics and just say, I came live and watched movies. Um, but when I do sort of different things and I get up to things, that is when the weekend antics kind of come into place. If I go to a banging event, to just witness an event or something like that, then I like to talk, report about it, or if I get up to something a little different, in general, I like to do what we call a weekend antics. So this weekend has definitely, for me, it's been definitely a little bit of a unexpected weekend. It was a weekend where if you'd have told me even on Thursday that that your weekend is going to plan out like this, I would have probably told you, like that's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely mental. So, good things and bad things have happened this weekend, but the bad things have kind of led to good things. So it's a really hard to explain, kind of weird sort of experience, but everything just kind of completely went not how I wanted it to go. So Friday, I went to work. I work on a Friday now. Just do like 10 while 2. So I just do a little bit of time in the office as so my days, just a couple of my hours on some of the days changed. So I only do like a half Thursday now, and then I do like the other half on the Friday, essentially because we run a session on a Friday, like a creative kind of session in Goodwin itself. So I went into work, got up, just planned to go to work, and then didn't really have any plans sort of upon any further than work. Just go to work and kind of see where the day takes me. And then I thought, the weather's absolutely glorious. It's absolutely beautiful. It's belting. I might go and visit the grandparents for a little bit after I clock off work. So the session was very quiet, so we finished early. And Jed, who I work with, he said, look, you can get off early. You can get off about 1:30 if you want. So I booked a train for 2 o'clock and headed to Driffield to visit the grandparents. Went there ideally on the just go and see them for a bit, go and chill. That did not happen as I ended up cutting the grass. Then I went to the fish and chip shop for them. Then I went to then I we got back home and the doctor had rang me nan and I said that you need to get these like this medication from the pharmacy as soon as possible, and then I had to then nip back out and walk to the pharmacy and then go and get the prescription, and then got a train home about 8:15. And in all honesty, I felt really tired. Like for a Friday night, like I was done in to the point where like I wanted to do things, like I wanted to come home and have a mix, and I wanted to come home and get onto some music production. But it was just like I felt tired, and I came home and I slung the decks on for a little bit and played a couple of tunes and enjoyed myself. And then I just thought, I actually really am tired. Um, so I um, so I stopped, and then I like made a drink and just sat down and just decided that I'd like go on the PlayStation for a bit, watch a bit of YouTube or whatever. I can't remember fully what I did. I think I watched YouTube, and then I decided that yeah, I'm just gonna get myself to bed, that kind of thing. And then Saturday came, yesterday, and yesterday was where like the most unexpected day happened. So Saturday there was a bit of a plan, and I'd been invited to Sheffield to be part of a meeting, which was it's to do with Chain Reaction, which is the brand that I've recently been playing for, and they've recently sort of made me a resident. Um, so they put like a little meeting together just to discuss kind of like where would where would like how can we expand the brand kind of thing, and just a little general chat, gets all the so get some people in the same room and blah blah blah. And there was it's quite a few people that didn't turn up and some did. So anyway, I was a little bit undecided whether to go. I was kind of like, at first I was a little bit like, yeah, I'll come to this, and then I was a little bit like, can I really be bothered to come to it? Sort of through the week, I was a little bit unsure whether to, whether I was going to go, and then, Friday night I was absolutely shattered, so I just kind of thought, you know what, I might just sack it off, and then Saturday morning came. And I woke up and freshened up and jumped in the shower and everything, and just kind of thought like, can I even be bothered to go? Still felt a little bit tired, and then people was texting me like, are you coming to this meeting? And then I just thought, you know what, like I'm only going to be sat at home if I don't go. And I thought the weather's nice, the weather's glorious. Get out in the weather, go on a little trip, go on a little adventure. So I did. So I booked a train, and I wasn't sure how long we was going to be there. There was no sort of specified time frame of we will exactly be here 2 hours for it, for example. So I just thought I'll give myself a fair few hours, and I'll book a train at something like 10 to 7. We'll be done by then. If I have to hang around a little bit, or go and get a bite to eat or something, then then that's what we have to do. Would you rather eat boiled mouse in onion soup or chili fried rat on a wrap and hot sauce? I apologise for not seeing the comment. Oh, well, the message has just gone on it, and it's still there. Yeah, that's a little bit of a tough one, that, isn't it? Because, well, I wouldn't really want to eat any, if I'm going to be completely truthful with you. Chili fried rat on a wrap and hot sauce. See, I've eaten fried chili ants before, and they weren't actually as bad as you would think. So, I think just for this one, I'd maybe go for I don't know, because rats are mucky little things. Um, but then again, would you like mouses and rats are kind of they're not the same, but they are similar. Rats can bite you, mouses can bite you. They're both, they're both not the cleanest of animals. I don't know. It's a tough one. I want to say rat because like I've eaten the fried chili ant, but like I don't know. Rats are just so mucky, aren't they? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so I booked the train, just giving myself a little bit of give myself a little bit of time. And we had the meeting, which the meeting was all right as far as meetings go. We just spoke about the brand going forward, and just kind of like they just asked like for a bit of help, and could we spread and share the event far and wide kind of thing, and give us a couple some flyers and stuff like that, and that was all good. So I think the meeting finished around 3:30 or something like that. We had a couple of drinks in this Weatherspoons, and then yeah, the meeting ended. And two people from the meeting, I I want to say friends of mine. Well, I mean, I definitely gonna say friends of mine now. But I'd say before that, they were friends, but they weren't like what I'd really say close friends. They were like people that, for example, I'd like just see at events and stuff, and we'd have a laugh at an event, and we'd text the odd time online. That'd be about as far as it'd go. And anyway, they were staying in the Sheffield town centre for a little bit. There was a football match and stuff on, and they said, look, why don't you come round and come round some boozers with us, and I don't drink or anything, but why don't you come round and just get amongst the city vibe of Sheffield when it's a nice day. And I thought, well, I have got a little bit of time to kill before the train, so I might as well. So anyway, so I did that, and we went round some like pubs. I had tried this non-alcoholic cocktail, which was actually one of like even like from the times of when I used to drink, from like to me not drinking now. Like that was the nicest cocktail that I've ever had. Like I drank like every drop of that, and it was like some lemon sort of cocktail. So it had like lemonade in it. It had like some form of leaf in it, and then it had some like ice and some other bits in it. And it was really nice. It was an absolutely belting non-alcoholic cocktail. I also got ID'd as well in one place, and they refused to serve me. And the other person didn't even need ID. And we're not the same age. She's actually younger than me, but like only by a couple of years. And it was mad, we got refused to be served, and then it was just crazy. Like it was over 18s only, which we were like I'm 26, so that was a little bit crazy. But yeah, we went around a few like little bars and stuff, and we caught there was some live music. There was a band on, and they were just kind of finishing. And then this DJ started, just dropping some like bangers. Went into some like house tunes, and went into some drum and bass, and just did some absolutely crazy stuff. And then we carried on, and we went to like a big open space, and there was a massive screen showing the football match. And I'm not a big fan of football. I think I probably said it numerous times on the channel. Like, it's just not really my cup of tea. I've never liked football. But it was all right. Like, just being out in the atmosphere was all right. Yeah, I didn't really take too much notice of the game. I was just taking in sort of being outside and having a nice cold drink outside. Which, by the way, I will be completely honest with you. I got sick of cold drinks yesterday. When I mean, I suppose the only way to kind of describe it is going on like a pub crawl, but having cold fizzy drinks. So imagine like every time someone goes and gets a pint, like you have a soft drink, and like after a while, like it bloats you. And I've got to bless them up, my friends, they were ever so nice to me. They couldn't have bought me enough drinks and making sure I was all right. But it got to the point where, like, for a couple of rounds, I had to say, like, look, I'm all right this time. I'm all right. Don't worry, this time. And they kept wanting me, oh, do you want a drink? And you're just having a soft drink. And but like when I'm thinking, like, I feel quite bloated at this point. So that was obviously, do you know what I mean? That was like that was the crazy thing. Like I got quite bloated. And then we went into Network, which is where the next chain reaction is going to be. They host the uprisings there as well, and there was like a charity thing on. There was like a band playing, and then there was like an R&B DJ outside, and it was an absolutely amazing event. It was really good, and there was a really good vibe there, and this band was on, and it was like little kids, and they were absolutely smashing it. There was a little kid on the guitar. I forget the name of the track, um, but it was a really good, really good tune that he was playing, like a classic, kind of like a rock tune, from the, I think it was from the noughties, like a rock sort of chart tune. It's that one that goes like ding da ding da ding 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 da ding. I just can't remember the name of it, and yeah, we're playing it really well. And then this R&B DJ was absolutely wicked. Like, you could not fault his mixing. Like, going from one tune to another tune, it was just like a seamless mix. And he played like loads of classic R&B stuff, and played like delved into like just the odd sort of like hip hop track that was kind of more on the R&B scale. So there was like just a tiny little bit of, where like an R&B artist would just like get Snoop Dogg or something to jump on a verse. It was kind of that vibe. But it was a really, really good vibe. It was honestly like a chilled out vibe. So that was really good. But anyway, just before we went there, this is kind of where it all kind of went wrong for me. So I'd been chilling around, and it got to obviously time to go for the train, and we're walking towards the train. I'm a little bit gutted that it's come to an end. I was like, do you know what? Like, I wish I'd booked a later train or something. Just so I could have stayed a bit longer. Blah blah blah, and they jinxed it as well. They absolutely jinxed this, because they were saying to me like, like, if ever you want to like, come to our house and crash at our house and chill at our house, you're always welcome. And and ever you want to come through to Sheffield, and and meet us and the blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, I'd love to, because cool, I'd love to do that sometime. And anyway, I'm walking to the train station, and then it suddenly dawns on me that, I should check what platform I need to be on. So I go to my train app to check what platform I need to be on. And anyway, the train had been cancelled. And like my actual train service had been cancelled. At this point, my phone had got quite low on battery. So I was kind of thinking like, oh, like, because my phone was low, and I was trying to save what battery I had left, just so when I got on the train I could show the ticket. And then what happened after that, I can put my phone on charge on the train. Um, so in the heat of the moment, like, just everything's going off, and they're just like, well, there's only one thing for it. You got to stay around Sheffield with us, and then come back to ours. And so we did. So I said, all right, then, it's not a bad idea, is it? They offered to allow me to sleep at their house, and said, look, we'll run you to the station, the next day, or we'll make sure you get to the station, all right, blah blah blah. So we did. Got a taxi to their house, and again, just throughout the night, like, they could not be any nicer as like hosts, and having somebody at your house, and just you know and just really nice. Never enough drinks. Do you want a drink? Do you want something to eat? Literally telling me that their house, just, this is like your house now. Which is nice. It's nice when people say that. It's nice when people do that. It's nice when people treat you like that. And they've let me into their house, and they've opened up their home, and their family and the dog, and and anyway, like the train and everything just messed up and went completely wrong. And and everything just, and like the train going wrong was making me think, like, was it a sign that I just shouldn't have gone yesterday? But then it kind of turned out to be just this like really nice sort of like fun, enjoyable day, where it's kind of weird, because obviously I love doing all of like the gigs, and I love it when we have a gig at the weekend, and when we're going into nightclubs, and we're dropping sets in on the decks, and I'm jumping on the mic. I love that. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes it is nice to do something that kind of shies away from a gig. It was nice just to have a little bit of a laugh with some friends, and got back to the house, and we're just sat we're just sat in the garden, little table at the garden, the sun's out, and we're just having music, just playing, just playing some classic dance music, and all the rest of it. We're just having a laugh, and we're just talking, and we're just having a bit of a laugh. And I just thought, you know what, like, it made it really enjoyable just to be doing that. Just sat there having a laugh, and then of course, there had to be some form of like DJing involved. So my mate we went upstairs and we put the decks on, spun some hardcore, and then we went into playing some house music, which was absolutely, I enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was really good, and we had a really good time, and we just had a really good mix, and it was just an absolutely fantastic sort of little vibe. And then luckily, well, I don't want to say luckily, because I enjoyed my time there and I wasn't itching to get away. But the layman was at an event literally only about 2 miles away, and he actually said he'd come and pick me up once he'd finished his event. So I didn't actually end up, crashing over, but I still had a really enjoyable time. So yeah, the weekend, obviously yesterday morning, or even this time yesterday, I did not think in the slightest that I would be ending up going back to somebody's house, and having this mad day. They put a pizza on and everything. It was absolutely just, it was crazy. Really, really good vibes. Just absolutely, just mental. How it all went down and took place, but it went down and took place, and it wasn't by far. It was not the worst weekend that I've had, and I'd actually do it again. Like, just to be having a laugh and just chilling with some friends, and yeah, a little bit different, just to to the usual, and to what the ordinary is. Going to a gig, or even though I don't go to the grandparents much, going to the grandparents, or sitting at home, or sitting on FL Studio, it was a little bit different. It was, I felt, in some way, I felt like I was just switched off. Gigs wasn't on my mind. The next track I'm making wasn't on my mind. Work wasn't on my mind. And it was just like I was just having a laugh, and it's like I was having time off. That's how it kind of felt. And then we just played. I went on the decks and played some really good music, some really good house music. So yeah, it was really enjoyable. But yeah, I just want to say a massive shout to David, to Holly, and to Tracy. They, like, again, as like hosts, and hosts when you have someone at your house, kind of thing. They were just absolutely, really just the best. You, like I say, you could not have had enough drinks, and they always made sure that you had enough drinks, and you was all right for a drink, and that kind of thing. And that obviously made it really good. So yeah, so that is weekend antics. Really enjoyed the vibe. Next weekend we are back to gigs. We've got the two mighty gigs. We're in Scunthorpe on Friday for the Ultimate Bounce, and then on Saturday we are in Driffield. I'm taking over the book, and I'm looking forward to that one. So that one should be good. So make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share. Peace.